What's up guys, it's Ricky Arnold here. We're gonna test out something really cool for you guys that I just got today, but we were driving past this whole bit of scenery right here and I just couldn't pass it up. So we're gonna show a few shots of this and then we're gonna get right into checking out this new thing that I got. So let's go. Alright guys, welcome to the Ape Caves in Washington. So, you might be wondering what product I might have to show you guys, and you also might be wondering why it's super black. There's nothing wrong with your video right now, but this is just to show you how having a great adventure video light is such a good thing. Watch this. Hi Alex.
Hi.
And we are in the middle of a freaking cave. And you literally can't see anything. Here's my hand. Nothing. And this light is powerful enough to where in a big cave like this, I can see her completely. I'm not even using a low light lens or anything. I'm still using a lens that only goes to f4. And with this light, she is completely in frame right there, in focus, everything. Pretty nuts, huh?
Let's go.
Alright guys and gals, welcome back to the studio. So I'm sorry this video is kind of jumping around a little bit. I did some initial filming in the location that I actually used this item in originally, and then of course I didn't film an outro to it because we were kind of moving through a dark, dank cave, and my mind was pretty much just on how far that thing was and how long it was going to take us to get through that using only that light that I had. So the product that I'm going to show off to you guys that came in serious handy to me that day was this little guy right here. It is made by a company called LITRATorch, and it's basically just a little adventure light is what they call it. It's called the world's most versatile adventure ready LED light. And honestly I would agree with that because on the way I used it here in that little snippet that I showed you, I was on an adventure and this light came really handy because if I didn't have it with me, I would have been dependent upon my cell phone light the entire time, and how long that trek was, I probably would have killed my cell phone and wouldn't have had service when I needed it when I got out. So it's a really good thing to bring a light like this along with you because it's very versatile, and I'm going to show you why right now. So here's the light right here, and at its very core, it's basically just a GoPro session. I mean, it looks exactly like it. Same shape, same size, everything. It's very small. Fits, let me see if I can focus. It fits right in the palm of my hand right here, and it's awesome. It actually will fit in a GoPro Sessions cage, and any of the GoPro accessories that come with it. Obviously, you can use any of those. So you can actually mount it to a GoPro Session cage, and then mount it to the head mount, and you'll have yourself a little headlight that's actually very bright. So as you guys can see right here on the front of it, let me get the focus. There is about 8 LEDs inside there on that on the front panel. And they get very bright, and as you could tell from the video I showed you, in a situation where it's pitch black, this thing actually will light your way for you, literally. So some of the accessories that it does come with are pretty cool. The first thing being this little clip that goes in the back here. Show you that right there. And this little guy is actually pretty cool. I found that you can use this for a multitude of different things. You can clip it to your belt. So it shoots right in front of you. You can actually clip it to your backpack. If I had a backpack on right now, you could actually clip it to the side right here, so you could have yourself like a little chest light, something like that. You can actually clip it to a hat if you wanted to. Again, it's a very versatile little tool, but it's just kind of cool that it comes with it. And it just slides right on the back of it right here like this. Comes off and it slides right back on. The second little thing that it does come with is this rubber piece that goes around it. For me, I mean, I found it goes right around every little spot on it, the screw points, everything, so it fits perfectly right around the little button right there, as you can see. What I found that this is most useful for is if you drop it, the construction is very solid. It's a very dense little light, to be totally honest, and it's pretty heavy for how small it is. But this little rubber sleeve right here will keep it from crashing and hitting so hard because there is glass in the front of it. So if you do drop it and this little rubber thing's on it, it's honestly just going to take a small little bounce and then, you know, nothing's gonna happen to it. All right, and then another accessory that goes with this little guy is actually this little diffuser right here. And it's kind of cool. You can actually use it as a video light on top of your camera if you wanted to. I've done it a couple of times at weddings and then just for random things that I've been doing. And all you gotta do is just take this little guy and it goes right on the front of it. When you have the rubber piece on, it only has like one little part of the lip to actually fit it on right here. So when you pull the rubber back, you'll see that there's an extra bit of the lip right there. So it's meant to actually go over both of them so it stays on nice and snug. Like that. So they probably assume that if you're going to use the diffuser, you're not going to need to have the rubber piece on it because you're probably going to be running it on top of your camera. So if you do this, it doesn't really come off very easily, and it fits on just like it should. So this is basically for if you're going to use it like on top of your camera and you're going to be shining it right in someone's face. It's actually right here, right in front of my eyes, and it's not that bad. So, you know, you can do this, do all sorts of fun lighting around, and be great for telling ghost stories by the campfire. Ooh. And it also has this little setting right here too where it goes boop. You know, if you get lost out in the wilderness. So be great for that. Okay, so something to note about this guy that I did notice on my first like real adventure taking this out and really using it in those caves that I was hiking is the battery life. So if you use it on the lowest setting right here, which is, I mean, still pretty bright, but if you use it on the lowest setting, you will get up to about 4 hours of battery life. But if you're in a situation like I was where it was very, very dark and you need the most amount of light, if you try to use it at setting 3 the entire time, one thing, it will start to get hot, which is why I'm pretty sure this thing does have intelligent thermal management in it, and it is built with a metal body, so it kind of acts as a heat sink like you have in a computer heat sink back there. But it does somehow dissipate the heat, but you will notice it does get a little bit hot, which is also why that rubber thing helps a little bit, so if you touch it, it's not too hot. I ended up having one of these guys in my backpack, which is a little battery pack by a company called Refuel. I think I picked it up at Best Buy for, I want to say it was for like 15 bucks, maybe something like that. You can probably get them on Amazon even cheaper. But this little guy right here, you just, you know, press the button right there. It shows you how much life you have in it and everything like that. And this definitely extended the life of this little guy by pretty much an infinite amount while I was down there. So I did notice this hike that I was on, it probably took us about 3.5 hours, and this thing started to die probably right in the middle of it. So I think if you use the highest setting, you're probably only getting about an hour, maybe an hour and a half full of battery life, and then it's gonna die on you. So I did notice this thing, it does have a little ring on here, so when it starts to die, it will actually start blinking red and let you know that you need to charge it. So that was an indicator that I was just like having a little oh shit moment with my girlfriend where I was like, uh-oh, it's gonna be really dark in here and we're not gonna be able to see a thing. But luckily I remembered I had this little guy in my backpack, so if you do need to charge it on the fly, you can just take the included USB cable, plug it into one of these little charging guys right here, these little battery packs, and then plug this right into the back of it, and there you go. You've just extended your life of the LITRATorch, and it should last you for a few more hours, if that. I mean, I'm pretty sure just this little stick one, I think, will extend the battery life by another 4 hours. So doubling the battery life right there for an extra $15. Okay, folks, so conclusion time. So I like a lot of things about it. It's very small. If I had a GoPro session and all the accessories, I bet it would even be a lot cooler. It does actually come with a GoPro mount too. I forgot to mention that. For the bottom, so you can actually mount it to all your GoPro accessories. So what do I not like about it? The one thing I don't like about it is unfortunately the battery life when you have it on full power. I do wish the battery lasted a bit longer, but I mean, for such a small little light, I mean, it's rechargeable. Like I said, I have a way to remedy it if I do get lost or I actually need to extend the battery life. Another thing is, like I said, it does get kind of warm. If you're holding it in your hand or something like that, it may, or if you have it on your chest or something like that, it may get uncomfortable because when you have it running for quite a long time, it does get a little hot. And I guess the third con would actually be the price. It's not very cheap. It's actually, I believe it was 70 something dollars. It could have been a little bit cheap, maybe it was 60. But it's not a very cheap light. It does come with a little premium of a price, but I will pay that for something that lasts me a long time. It does come with a really long warranty and something that will work for me when I really need it, and this thing has never failed me so far. So, what do you guys think of this light? Do you guys have something similar to this, or do you take something with you in your camera bag? Let me know in the comments below if you guys do, or if you guys use a different one. Let me know what it's called and what it's like, or if it's better. And then if you guys really enjoyed the video, make sure you guys leave it a like. And if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be updated on what I'm doing next. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.